Many of the popular rappers and trap stars in the industry today are from one hood or another. And in these hoods, they form different gangs with rivalry among themselves. Some of the most popular gangs that have been making groundbreaking news for the past year are the 63rd and O Block gangs. Rappers from these gangs have moved their beef from the streets and into the rap scene, hence making other rappers scared of them. Keep watching to find out why rappers are scared of 63rd. History of 63rd. 6300 Block Street in Southside Chicago, Illinois goes by many names. Tukaville Gang Street, and 63rd. But in the rap scene today, everyone calls it the 63rd. The street was formerly known as STL, which is short for St. Lawrence. However, the name changed after a 15-year-old kid, Tuka, was killed. After the death of Ty, a member of one of the Black Disciple sets, 15-year-old STL member Shondell Tuka Gregory went on social media mocking his death, laughing at him. TYMB would finally get their revenge on January 12, 2011. Tuka was waiting at a bus stop when a car pulled up with TYMB Cortez and TYMB Manny. Cortez asked Tuka when the next bus stop was arriving, and when Tuka checked his watch, Cortez shot him, leaving him dead on the scene. Tuka's death really broke both sets, STL and EBT, O Block, mostly because he was only a kid. 6300 Block changed its name to Tukaville in honor of their lost disciple, Tuka. Since then, 63rd, which was the home for most of the gangster disciples, became one of the most feared streets in Chicago. They attacked the EBT, now O Block, street every other day, killing and shooting many Black disciples. To this day, rivalry lives on, and it's fueled by every generation. 63rd rival, O Block. O Block was always considered the most dangerous block in Southside Chicago. The rivalry dates back to the 90s when the Black Disciples and the Gangster Disciples fought each other. Before 2004, the Black Disciples controlled a huge 16-story housing complex just 2 minutes away from O Block, posting snipers on the rooftops to protect their drug dealers. Their lookouts were equipped with night vision goggles, and the entire organization was earning $300,000 a day for nearly 15 years. However, a huge raid happened in 2004 that crumpled the Black Disciples' leadership, which caused them to move to O Block to set up alliances with other gangs to fight their rival gangs, the Gangster Disciples. The Gangster Disciples were in 63rd Street, but they made sure that the 64th, which is now known as O Block, had it hot. The Gangster Disciples always attacked the O Block, shooting and killing people, and this made the O Block the most dangerous place in Chicago, heck, in the whole of America. According to reports, between 2011 to 2014, there were 19 gunshot victims and 2 of them were killed. The Black Disciples ran the O Block, but it wasn't until 2011 that the rest of America knew about that part of the city. In fact, it was in 2011 that the place was renamed as O Block. It was formerly called Parkway Gardens until a member of the Black Disciples from Parkway Gardens named Odie Perry got killed by the Gangster Disciples. It became O Block in honor of Odie. Odie was accused of killing a gangster disciple called Tuka in early 2011. Later that year, the Gangster Disciples retaliated and took his life. The Gangster Disciples renamed their territory Tukaville, while the Black Disciples named theirs O Block, both in memory of their fallen disciples. However, the rest of the world didn't know a thing about O Block until rappers from the street hit the rap industry. Rappers like King Von, Lil Durk, and Chief Keef. These men put the name O Block on the map, and now everyone can't stop talking about them. I mean, King Von literally released an album titled Welcome to O Block. As these rappers made O Block popular, they also made the long-lasting beef between the Black Disciples and the Gangster Disciples popular, and they introduced it into their music. Rappers like FBG Duck, FBG Cash, and Young Mello are all members of the Flyboy Gang, with FBG Duck being their leader. They also belong to the Gangster Disciples, and they're from the 6300 Block, aka 63rd, aka Tukaville. The rivalry between O Block and 63rd was triggered in August 2020 when 63rd rapper FBG Duck was shot and killed in broad daylight. FBG Duck and 2 other people were shot in the upscale community of Gold Coast. He was fatally shot in the chest, the groin, and the neck. The police made 5 arrests in connection to the shooting, and according to the police statements, all 5 people are members of the O Block, including popular rappers Muwap and C-Thang. The members of 63rd didn't need no police report to know that FBG Duck's murder was done by their ops, O Block, so they took actions into their own hands, per usual, and gunned down King Von, one of O Block's top members, and in fact, the grandson of David Barksdale. Now many people believe it was done by Quando Rondo's gang members in Atlanta, as they got into an altercation before King Von was shot. In the released CCTV footage, King Von was seen throwing punches at members of Quando Rondo's gang, and suddenly shots were fired and he fell to the ground. The controversy behind the shooting is that none of the people around him while he was fighting pulled out a gun, so many people believed it wasn't done by Quando Rondo's gang, but instead of a rival gang that had a reason. It wouldn't be the first time that the Gangsta Disciples and the Black Disciples have dragged their beef all the way from Chicago to Atlanta. In fact, Lil Durk and King Von, who are members of the Black Disciples, have been previously charged for murder in Atlanta, and a Chicago detective had to go all the way to Atlanta to testify. The rivalry between the 63rd and O Block will most likely last a lifetime. Even after the top leaders of the Gangsta Disciples and Black Disciples were killed and incarcerated, and after the 2020 arrest of over 23 gang members, it didn't end. The rivalry between both gangs will linger on in the form of the teens of those streets. They will carry on the beef of their fathers, brothers, and friends even after they've been killed or arrested. Now you tell me, how will such a rivalry end? Rappers from 63rd and O Block. The rappers from 63rd and O Block are some of the most popular rappers out there today. Rappers from O Block include Lil Durk. At the moment, Lil Durk is the most popular rapper alive from the O Block. In fact, he intended to buy the infamous O Block when it was put on the market earlier this year. He tweeted, "I'll buy it, don't matter how much it is." Sadly, someone else outbid him before he could make the purchase. I hope the block doesn't get hotter against that buyer. Rapper Chief Keef is also from O Block. He was the first rapper to taste huge fame from the block. Chief Keef debuted in 2011 with the hit single, Don't Like. Following his success, the wave of Chicago rap artists and the Chicago drill movement began, especially with artists like Chief Keef, King Louie, and the whole 600 movement of rappers leading the way. There's Muwop, aka Marcus Smart, a rapper based in Chicago, Illinois. Launching his rap career toward the end of 2020, Smart has produced a number of tracks, with his latest being For Real. Muwop is also noted for Spin It, Vet, and Built Like That. Muwop has been charged, along with others, in connection with the murders of 63rd FBG Duck. Also Prince Dre, who has several songs with O Block King Von. He is a rising rapper known for being part of the group O Block and a part of the drill movement of rap music. He released a mixtape titled Fresh Prince of O Block. The O Block rappers will not be complete without King Von. King Von was born and bred in the O Block, and to him, the O Block was family. It was a life or death relationship. Of all the rappers from O Block, King Von was the only who literally welcomed the world to O Block with his Welcome to O Block album. After his death, a mural appeared on the dangerous yet sacred grounds that King Von repped even before signing to Durk's OTF label. The memorial wall was completed just after Durk said that he would no longer perform songs dissing dead people. While on the 63rd, the rappers are all members of the Gangsta Disciples, and they belong to a rap group known as Flyboy Gang. That's why most rappers from the 63rd have FBG in their rap names. Some of the rappers include FBG Duck. He was the leader of Flyboy Gang and Clout Boys Inc. Duck is referred to as the bully of Chirac because of his intimidating physical size. Duck was known as a respected member of the STL/EBT faction within the Gangsta Disciples organization. There's FBG Cash. FBG member known as Cash is one of the earliest members of Flyboy Gang. Cash Out 063 hails from 63rd in St. Lawrence. Cash Out 063 had a well-known beef with Chief Keef, a rival gang member and the face of Chicago drill rap. Cash Out 063 released a controversial video while speaking to Chief Keef's mother on a cell phone, admitting that had indeed had sexual relations with FBG Cash. Another 63rd rapper is Young Mello. He is the younger brother of FBG Cash. Young Mello is a rapper from the 6300 block in St. Lawrence, Chicago, and he has collaborated on several tracks with his brother, FBG Cash. On July 26 of 2013, Young Mello was shot in the back by an unknown shooter while walking with friends on 6300 block of South Rhodes Avenue in the West Woodlawn neighborhood. Mello would eventually remain in stable condition after the shooting and was only 17 years old. We have FBG Wooski. Wooski is known as the King Op of Chicago, with a feared reputation as a shooter or hitter. Wooski released his hit song Computers Remix on January 2nd, 2018. The video has since earned nearly 1 million views on YouTube. In the video, Wooski disses 16 dead rival gang members. Rappers scared of 63rd. Before now, the world only knew Chicago rappers like Kanye West, Common, and Twista. But with modern day trap and the Chicago drill making a name in the rap scene, new faces have begun to pop up. The present-day Chicago rappers have become some of the top rap stars in the world. Rappers like Lil Durk, Chief Keef, Polo G, G Herbo, Chance the Rapper have put Chicago on the map, as well as its brutal gang violence. The Chicago gang violence has somehow left the streets and found its way into the rap scene. Now, other rappers from places like Atlanta, Houston, Louisiana, and many more are scared to mix up with the Chicago rappers after their beef. But what choice do they have when these Chicago rappers are ruling the rap industry? Recently, 21 Savage revealed that many artists are scared to collaborate with the Chicago rappers, mostly because they're all street inclined and they understand what comes next when you double-cross these gangsters. In fact, one of the most feared rappers in the scene right now is Lil Durk. After the death of his best friend turned brother, King Von, Lil Durk has become cold and brutal on the streets and in the rap industry. Insider reports claim that rappers are now mindful about how they speak against Lil Durk and the late King Von. The fear of Lil Durk is what made rappers scared of the 63rd rappers. Since the whole industry is scared of Lil Durk's rivalry with the 63rd, they won't want to double-cross him. And to be fair, an affiliation with Lil Durk will bring any rapper more fame and more money than an affiliation with any of the 63rd rappers. So the rappers are basically choosing a side. That's why they're scared of collaborating with the 63rd rappers. Rappers who have died from the beef. The rapper whose death rocked the beef between the 63rd and O Block was FBG Duck. FBG Duck was very much active on social media, and he shared his location most of the time. Sadly, the last time he did was the last time he got to share his location. The rival gang O Block had 4 men pull up on him in the high-end Gold Coast section of Chicago while shopping in boutiques with his girlfriend and 2 for his friends. It's about 4:30 in the evening when the 4 men opened fire on FBG Duck and shot him in the chest, groin, and leg. 3 weeks before his death, FBG Duck released a music video where he dissed the fallen disciples of the Black Disciples gang. In the song titled Dead, he said I wasn't going to diss the dead, and okay, I did it, but T-Roy and OD, them dead. You remember OD from some minutes back, right? O Block OD, yup, that's the one. According to the police, they believe that FBG Duck's derogatory statements were what caused the rival block to attack the rapper. FBG Duck's older brother, FBG Brick, who was also a rapper, was killed in 2017 by the Ops. He was shot in the head during a gunfight between the 2 gangs. KTS Dre was also a member of the Gangsta Disciples. He was killed in a drive-by shooting right after he was released from Cook County Jail. He was out on bail for charges related to an April 2020 arrest for being a felon in possession of a weapon and resisting police. He posted the required $5,000 of a $50,000 bail and was fitted with an ankle monitor before he was killed. According to the police reports, 2 cars pulled up to KTS Dre and he waited outside of Cook County Jail at around 8:50 p.m. He was shot 64 times and received fatal injuries to his head and chest.